booktube. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today since I've been, like I said before, I've been meaning to clear out my bookshelves, so I thought since everything is out, I'd let you see my collection. I'd also pick out a few that are particularly are particular favourites of mine. I'm hoping you can see this because, you know, with selfie mode I can't really see what I'm showing you. So I'm hoping that you can see. This is not all of it, this is just most of it. There's still some lying around the house. Also, like my September TBR, these Rebel Waves, I'm going to restart the Poppy War since I need to take notes for next year's review. A Hero Born, which is Legend of the Condor Heroes, the first two in the Dandelion Dynasty, and the House of the Spirits, because I've been meaning to get into magical realism. Right. Yep. One sec. The books that I will be talking about they're already out. Okay, so that's good. Oof. Ouch. Okay. So I thought I would talk about my favourite book of all time. Like if I could only choose one book to read, like for my entire lifetime, no other ones, it would be this one, and that is One Life, One Incarnation, Beautiful Bones. There is an English translation. It's online though, by Hui3R. So yeah, if you want to read it, you'd need like your laptop or your phone or something. But I think it's worth it. It's the most beautiful love story I've ever read. It's very much a slow burn though, so you know, if that's not your thing. Also, warning for the big thing with this is that it's like a reincarnation thing. So like she was young, like she was 6 years old when she was sent to be his disciple, and she studied under him for like 10 years, and they did fall in love. Nothing happened, but you know, it is kind of squicky, so if that's not your thing. And also I think trigger warning for miscarriage, and there are some criminal elements in it as well, so just be aware of that. It is the story, and you're going to have to excuse my butchering of Mandarin because I don't speak Mandarin and I can't read Chinese. Yes, I am aware of what's behind me. I can't read or speak any kind of language or dialect. But this is the story of, what's it? You always get freebies with Chinese books, which I really appreciate. So, just so you know who we're talking about, this is Zhou Xing Chen, and she, from their past life. It's really pretty. It is also, as you'll probably notice, not historically accurate what they're wearing, because this is a Gufeng novel. I think I've mentioned that before, which means it's ancient style, which means it is not historically accurate, but it's, you know, it's inspired by the past. So, it's one of my favourite genres. I think it's really good. So, yeah, there is also a lot of kind of historical allusions and references, and the translation does a really good job of like not making it complicated. You know, for me, because I'm trying to learn to read Chinese because I want to read this book, it's really hard, but the translation is really good at making it easy. Yeah, so reincarnation. When she died in Chinese mythology, there's this old lady Meng character in the underworld, and you drink her soup, or is it tea? Whatever it is, you drink it and you forget all about your past life so you can start anew, and she did not. So she remembers, he does not. And it's really, so it's a really kind of slow burn for that as well. It's, you know, the way, I think for me that it's so beautiful, such a beautiful love story, because it's about these two finding their way back to each other. And they're not actually the only ones from the past. There are other characters who were there in their past lives, and it's really good the way that it slowly unravels, the way that you find out who was who and who did what to who. And you know, I just love it. I would really recommend it to everyone, you know, provided, you know, with the whole age thing and miscarriage thing, if, you know, I totally get if that's why you don't want to. But there's this one bit, like I said, I'm trying to learn to read Chinese for this book. There's one bit that really kind of gets me in the prologue that I really have to mention, and it's this bit. It's the very end of the prologue, and it says something like, Ni Shi Laila Zhou Shengchen Ni Zhende Laila, which is like, you've come back, Zhou Shengchen, you've come back. And that always really kind of gets me. So yeah, I absolutely love this one. It is, you know, everything that I want really in a love story. It's got mystery, it's got love, it's got these kind of fantasy elements because of the reincarnation thing. Right, so I've also got this. This is not from the book, but it's from an artist called Vicky Lee, who has published some books. I'm going to have to show you it because I can't not. Like, just look how beautiful this is. I might talk about his art books in another video, but you know, these are really nice. Right, and that is my favourite book of all time. My favourite book, my favourite book of the year is Children of Blood and Bone. It is an amazing fantasy. I love the magic system. I've never kind of interacted with characters the way that I have with these ones, because, for instance, Zelly's anger and her temper, I really kind of relate to that a little bit, because, you know, there's a lot of frustration in that and a lot of helplessness as well, which I kind of relate to, not to go like too deep into it, but I really like that. But it's also the way that it manifests with the other characters, because she's really distrustful of the princess, and like, I really like the princess as well, and I get why, you know, I kind of want to root for them, but at the same time I really want Zelly to keep being distrustful, because I feel like her having her guard up will serve her well. And also I understand where she's coming from, why she's so distrustful and defensive, but at the same time I really like the princess, so I really want them to get on and for her to be treated well. And I've never really had that where like I root for and against characters like that, so for me that's really, really interesting. I have seen quite a few comparisons to Avatar, and I can kind of see that with like the magic systems and the different clans and all that. But for me, the best bit about the magic system, because, you know, I think this is probably because I'm an adoptee, I'm a transracial adoptee, which means my parents are white. I was raised by people of a different race. The fact that in order to bring magic back, she had to reconnect with her roots, with the gods, go back to, you know, the way that she was raised with her culture before she had to suppress that. I really like that. That really got to me. Yeah, that was one of my favourite bits of it, but I also, with the Avatar comparisons, I've seen that with one character, or at least one pairing, and I don't really agree with that. Like, because the characters they're being compared to are Zuko and Katara, and I kind of get that, like the villain hero dynamic, but like I like this one a lot better because I don't think that's the way they're going, because I can't personally see that, because like, not to get into too much spoilers for Avatar, but he was not the worst of his people, you know, and he suffered every time he made a bad decision. He suffered, and this guy, I don't like. He is suffering, and I really sympathise with him. But he's also like such a bad guy. I'm really rooting against him. But you know, so I don't know about that. But I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with him. So yeah, I really love this book. I really think it's great. I can't wait for the next one. This is also, I'm not really a collector of books, but I really want several editions of this one. I would like a hardback copy for like, I'm going to have like a shelf dedicated to like favourite books, and I want a hardback copy for that, and I want an audiobook for it as well, because like there are little bits like when they're speaking, and I don't know if it was based off of an actual language or not, but I could not even fathom how you're supposed to pronounce that, and I would like to see how that's done. So yeah, favourite book of the year so far. So far, I don't think anything's going to top it, but so far. The next one is my favourite manga, and I was actually a little torn about this one. Like, this is manga, and this is not like comics and stuff, just manga. And out of manga, like, I have a lot that I like. I like The Grey Man, I like, you know what, no, I've just gone blank, never mind that. But I was kind of torn between the girl on the other side. It's a monster thing, and I really love monsters, and this guy is this little girl's teacher, and I really like the dynamic. It's a really kind of sweet story as well. I mean, it's not creepy, it's not like the thing with him and the little girl, it's not creepy, but you know, it's a very kind of sweet dynamic, and I really want to see where the story's going. But I had to pick Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun for my favourite manga, because yeah, I have depression. It's not really something that I've gone to the doctors with, so it's not like an official diagnosis, but I know, you know. And this always kind of, I can always rely on this to maybe not cheer me up, but to maybe lighten things a bit. It has an anime, unfortunately it's only one series. They did sequel bait at the end, but we never got season 2, though I live in hope. I think it's vain hope, but I live in hope. I would say though, maybe with this one, that you probably would be best reading this, and it would probably do the most for you if you were familiar with like shoujo tropes, because I foisted this on Mum the way I do with all the books that I like. Sorry Mum. And she did not get it. But it does turn like tropes on its head, like the prince of the school, the one that everyone likes and the one who flirts with all the girls, is a girl. And things like that. And I think it's also a shonen manga, which means it's aimed at boys, even though it reads so much like a shoujo, so it's like subversion on all levels. And it's about this girl called Chiyo Sakura. She has a crush on this guy who writes girls manga, and he is completely oblivious. He's really blunt. He does not, you know, he's kind of like living in his own little world. And it's really about, you know, the fact that she's trying to get him to see that she likes him, and he just does not get it, and the way that they come together as a team and they make manga, and like all the other guys and people who help with making the manga, as well as some characters that he's based characters off of. And it's also a 4-koma manga, which makes it really easy to read, because a chapter is just a page, so you get like a lot of, you know, chapters for your money. Some of the humour does translate better on screen, like the when the, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Kashima puts like a bull's head on this guy and then rides him down the hall, I think. Like, it sounds really weird. It's a kind of very zany humour, I would say, but I like it. It's kind of slapstick, kind of Tom and Jerry comedic violence kind of thing. But I really like it. So if you like something light-hearted, just kind of to make you feel better, this is what I would recommend. And my favourite series of all time needs to come with, like, I was going to make a series called Book Talk, and I was going to talk about things like genres and, you know, how, like, I feel about things like problematic content. And I was going to say in that video, like, I feel like media literacy is important because we spend so much time with media in all its forms, and I feel personally that it's important. But as much as I have like a knee-jerk reaction to that term, I kind of like it because problems can be fixed. So calling something a problem means, you know, generally it can be fixed. Even if not for this, going forward it can be fixed. This series, like, I cannot tell you all the things that are problematic with it. I might list all the warnings that I gave for each book in the series in the description, because there's a lot and I'd really rather you not read those reviews because they were the first ones I ever wrote, and I kind of did a play-by-play on what happened in the books because I didn't know how to write reviews, and they're just terrible. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of moralising that comes with, you know, this thing is problematic, this thing's too problematic, you shouldn't buy it. I don't agree with that. I think if you know something is problematic and why, you know, make your own way with it. Because these are really, really terrible, and I cannot, I think I've said somewhere else, I won't defend them, I can't defend them, but I will fight for them because I love them. I would say though, there are, I think, 9 books in the series and only translated 6, so like this, like, I don't think I'm doing a good job of like convincing anyone to read them. But it is the story of this guy called Wu Xie. He is from a family of grave robbers. He does not have any experience at the beginning, but he wants to be a part of the family business anyway. And it's really, I really love the fact that he knows he's so in over his head, but he does it anyway. He's very eager, and I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of sadistic humour on my part, but when he does try to get out, he can't really. And I thought it was going to be like a Monster of the Week Scooby-Doo kind of thing, and it's not. And the way that the series just builds upon itself, the extent to which the mythos grows, it's just so cool. And there are things in it like the monsters are a big draw for me, like the blood zombies and the forbidden ladies, and there are birds, like, yeah, really creepy bird creatures, and I think some of them had like monkeys inside of them. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but I can't really remember. And it's just so weird, it's just so weird. But it's also like a really fun adventure, and the characters are all arseholes. Like, they're grave robbers, they're not upstanding citizens, you know, but they're unabashed arseholes, but they're great together. Their camaraderie is amazing. So if you like adventure, and it does have horror aspects, but I am such a coward. They keep me up all night, but I am such a coward. Whoops. So I can't say how scary it would be for other people, because it probably is not that scary for other people. It's just, you know, I'm a coward. And so of the 6, sorry, I keep dropping them. The 6 are Cavern of the Blood Zombie, Angry Sea Hidden Sands, Bronze Tree of Death, Palace of Doom, Deadly Desert Winds, and Graveyard of the Queen. And if you know anything about like Chinese mythology, it's like the Queen of the West. And it's just like a really good adventure series if you can get past everything else. I I personally say it's worth it, but you know, again, your mileage may vary. So, right, that's my favourite series of all time. There are some other ones up there. I would say don't read Dharmu. I'm not going to say why, because I wrote like a 2,000 word review on it and I'm done. I never want to talk about it again. I'm keeping it because I really would not foist it on anyone else. I don't want to put anyone else through that. But there's like official cosplay versions of the books, which are really good, and they take from like the manhwa as well, so you've got like comic panels and you've got like actual quotes from the book, and they use prosthetics for the monsters. I'm not sure if I've got an example. Oh right, that there, that's prosthetics, so it's really cool. I would say though the books and the cosplay thing are generally the best versions of the franchise that you're going to get. I'm not going to talk about the series yet, but you know, actually, you know what, this is like a really positive video, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that and not talk about, you know, the one we shall not mention in this video. But maybe next time I'll see what else I can dig up to talk about. There have got to be a few that'll be interesting in this horde. So that's it for now. Bye!